Do here. What's up, guys? Happy Saturday, March 11th, 2023. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. Good start to the Saturday. How we doing? Weekend plans, weekend sports, UFC, NASCAR, basketball, spring training baseball, World Baseball Classic. Cool times to be a sports fan. What up, chat? What's up, Vic? Made $100 on betting Denver to hit a single three, and today the Celtics to score 1 point. Not bad for a double up back-to-back days. I told you, man, them sports books, upon launch, they're gonna hit you with some of the craziest promotions to get your business. Use those promotions. Build the bankroll, and then be smart with it. Be smart. What up, Beast? What up, Steve? What up, Josh? Dang Lazy Mofo. R. Jones. When is Daddy gonna be here? I forgot I didn't put my sweater cap on. I've been gaming all day. I got the gaming hat. Looks different in the light, don't it? Huh. Weird. Eat your fridge day in Boston? What the heck is that? Eat your fridge day? What does that mean? A like button's like wiping your feet before you go to someone's home. Yeah. What's up, Ocean? FanDuel had one today for the Bruins to get one shot on goal. Nice. Nikola Jokic last night, 77 and a quarter fantasy points. We talked about Denver's road splits, man. Home road splits for some of these teams are starting to be real. And I don't put a lot of context or a lot of value in a lot of that, or a lot of stock in a lot of that, but Denver's been way different at home. You might point to some scientific reasons why. But because of their road woes, Jokic had to play 38 minutes, and he scored 37 real points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, led the entire slate. He was 16 fantasy points better on DraftKings.com than Joel Embiid, who played 38 minutes, 39 points, 7 and 4 with 5 stocks, 61 fantasy points. Gobert third, Donovan Mitchell without Karis LeVert, 43 minutes, 42 points, 8 threes from him. Big game. Pretty unsurprising, I guess, list of top 20. D'Angelo Russell, 50 fantasy points in 31 minutes. I think yesterday, thinking back on lineups, the two biggest flops, at least in my ownership, was I had a lot of Anthony Davis. He had 8 real points. 8. 4 for 7 shooting. I mean, just insane. And then on the other side, Fred VanVleet, he also had 8 real points, 33 fantasy points. So those two anchored me. My late night hammers thought I was going to go up, and I'm going down. What are you going to do? It's cold, Vic. Yeah, I've had a couple friends in the Midwest tell me about some snowstorms today. Put the over half a triple-double on my Underdog vid and over 20.5. Yo, Underdog does triple-doubles? Really? I gotta pull that up. I remember last year, PrizePicks would offer double-doubles. We haven't seen them this year. Gary Trent may be the league's new worst player. I don't know, man. DeAndre Jordan's still in the league. And Clint Capella, big first half for him, which I appreciate as someone that was on his first half over. Completely fizzles out second half, right? Hot cocoa and comfort. I got some you know what? I have some chocolate powder on top of my fridge. I usually mix it in my coffee. And tonight sounds like a good opportunity to do that. I think we will. Ben Simmons? Nah, I think Ben Simmons has way more value than being the worst player. Like defensively and peripheral getting whatever. If you find a shooter that sucks, then that's one thing. But he just has more name value than actual value, so he gets a lot of hate. What up, Mitchell Tyler? Hope you're doing all right. I'm sorry I missed some names here. What up, Caleb? YHYW Warrior. Appreciate all you guys being here. So we got a lot of games tonight. So we're gonna rip open the book, do a little bit of research. I don't like the way the hat looks on the green screen, but what are you gonna do? All right, let's pop open the spreadsheet here. Actually, let's see if Underdog put out any news. Any news? Play Killing Hayes tonight and walk to your death. Wow. Giddy PRA, Fox points, DeRozan points seem free today. There's a lot of usage spots today with a couple guys out, so Should be fun. Got Kyrie with a Q. Terry Halliburton with a Q. Miles Turner, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Lowry, all questionable. Klay Thompson's probable. Terry Rozier probable. Mark Williams, DeAndre Hunter, and are questionable. And Marvin Bagley, bag alert, major bag alert. He is probable. Opening up the RunDFS.com NBA VIP spreadsheet. All right, here we go, Caleb. Let me ask you this. Would you rather fight a chicken every time you get in your car or an orangutan with a swiped once a year? With a swiped once a year? You get autocorrected. Orangutan with a swipe once a year unannounced. I'm trying to think. A sword? Did you get autocorrect from the word sword? Oh, man. All right. So orangutan with a weapon. Once a year. Or a chicken in your car. Chat, chime in. What are you guys thinking? I'm thinking chicken. I used to own chickens. I used to have a pet chicken. They're peckers, but that's it, man. Orangutan with a sword, man. That dude. You might get sliced on that. Yeah, I'm going with the chicken. And then you kill the chicken. You got lunch. It's chicken. Free. That's almost like free food for life, right? One chicken. I'm in. Throw chickens in my car. Drive an Uber. Yeah, I'm going chicken. Chicken's my answer. Chat, you guys chime in. Let me know what you guys do. Hey, where are we starting our sub count today? $85.15. You ate your pet chicken when you were a kid. Dude, that always moving to Texas and people own farms, and they would have these dairy cows that are in the family for 5-10 years, and then they're ready to go, and they eat them on the way out. And I get it, you respect the, whatever. But I feel like I would not be able to eat a pet. I know there's no way. I couldn't do it. Chickens are a weird pet to have. I used to have a rooster that when I first moved from New York, I moved to a town called Bremont, Texas. Population this chat room. And lived on a farm. And one day my mom comes home with a box of chickens. Like they sold them in boxes, like little chicks and a rooster. Well, our farm next door had a dog that would like one by one eat these chickens every couple of days. And one day I'm in and these chickens, they don't know about humans. They weren't social, nothing. Well, one day we call them tanks. There's ponds, man-made ponds, but we call them tanks. One day I'm at the tank fishing, and I just hear rooster going nuts. I look over and I see the dog that's been killing all our chickens has my rooster in his mouth running. I put my fishing pole down. I sprint after the dog. I tackle the dog and like just F5 it into oblivion. And I pick up the rooster, and the rooster had never like come near us as a animal before. But he 100% understood that I was saving him. So I picked him up. Ever since then, that rooster never left my side. And then one day I went to Walmart months later and he got. But rooster was like a underrated pet for me. But I wouldn't be able to eat it after that. Fred, thank you for the sub, man. I hope you're doing all right. Watching me in the Knicks, nice. It's a Puerto Rican thing. Let's go. What up, CT? What up, J. Cole? Jermaine Cole, what up, Amazement? Pacers at the Pistons tonight. Project starting 5 for the Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nembhard, Buddy Hield, Aaron Naismith, Miles Turner taking on Killian Hayes, Rodney McGruder, Isaiah Livers, Marvin Bagley, James Wiseman. We got 229 total. 5.5 point spread. Favor the visiting Pacers. You want to see a dog F5? I mean, I wouldn't do it on purpose. And I didn't kill the dog, by the way. The dog later, got what he wanted. But I was protecting my chicken, gosh dang it. A couple Q tags here on the Pacers. But that was like the coolest. It was kind of cool. Like, people show up to the house and I got a rooster on my shoulder just chilling. Like, he was my homie. Halliburton's questionable with a bruised left knee. TJ McConnell questionable with a sore back. Wow, so that's pretty important. You take both those guys out. You have Indiana, George Hill, Andrew Nembhard, Buddy Hield might take over some duties here. And then we know that Benedict Mathurin is out. So first game at lock. We should have this news, plenty of time to react. The Pacers for the NBA standings. McGruder. Brock F5 a shark. Though was a SummerSlam commercial, right? That was the was that the SummerSlam where Hogan and Shawn Michaels oversold everything? It might not have been, but I feel like it might have. But yeah, Brock F5 and the shark. Eastern Conference Pacers 30 wins. They are essentially 2 to 4 wins behind the bottom 8, start flirting with that play-in. So they do have a motivation, incentive to win. The team wants to go for a ride in the playoffs. So against a winnable matchup, Detroit Pistons here. Gotta think that Halliburton would play if he can go, or same with McConnell. So we'll see. Great matchup against the Pistons. Pistons have been one of the most glorious spots in terms of fantasy points for opposing point guards all year. Second in the league in fantasy points per game allowed. So it's a massive spot for Tyrese Halliburton, and we've seen Halliburton put up some massive games down the stretch in the last week or so. 62, 72, 56, 52. I mean, this is 10K worthy, and that's why he is now 10K. So I'd be interested in Halliburton, waiting on this news. And if McConnell didn't play, I'd just be that much more interested. Do we have Hallie props? We do not. Do we have any Pacers props? We do not. So I guess the news is serious enough that we're not setting a board to shop through. But for DFS, if he plays, I'm in. Same with TJ McConnell. If both those guys happen to be out, I guess I'm looking at Buddy Hield to have 35% usage, likely lead the team in shot volume. And then Miles Turner also questionable as well. What did we say was the likelihood of him playing? Questionable with the sore lower back. I feel like he was questionable last game. So like I said, if they can go, they can go. And them being 5.5 point spreads, I feel like 1 or 2 of the 3 likely in. So I'm interested in this game. I'm interested in the Pacers. And hopefully we have this news with enough time to be happy about our player pool. Pistons side, Isaiah Stewart, Jaden Ivey, Ham Diallo, Alec Burks, and Bojan Bogdanovic all out. Marvin Bagley probable. And this is a short bench, and it gets to a who's who of who's that real quick. So we're looking at starters a little bit heavier than usual in a faster paced matchups. Killian Hayes is 5K on DraftKings. I'm projected for over 30 fantasy points at that price point. 6,100 on FanDuel, $1,100 discrepancy. Still likely get to him, but a little bit more aggressively on DraftKings. From Magruder, under 4K on both sites, popping for a decent ROI. And then Bagley and Wiseman, certainly don't mind getting to either of them. FanDuel Bagley price point feels better, and DraftKings Wiseman price point feels better. It's almost the complete inverse between the two. So because of points per dollar, that's probably how my personal ownership shakes out for the two of them. Out of curiosity here, the heck was that? Look at Killian Hayes. Do we have any sample size of Killian with nobody? Nobody. Could be a Dorte day. Yeah, I could see that. What up, Corey? What up, Aaron? Gun does love animals. He does. It's on my heart lately to get one, but it's also on my heart to move. And I wouldn't want to get one before I moved and then, add that extra stress. So we'll see. I've been really wanting a dog. A big dog, too. Not my complex wouldn't want it. Killian Hayes. What happened to Miles at the end of last game? I just saw his points no longer moving for a long time. I don't know. Let's go see. It's the Rockets, because I'm a Rocket man. He got in big foul trouble, and then he only played 2 minutes in the final quarter and a quarter. So I guess that's what happened. That's why his points didn't move. He only played 26 minutes. Foul trouble against Şengün. I don't know. Şengün didn't even close out. They got that stuff's getting ridiculous. What was I looking at? We're looking at Killian Hayes stuff. Basically, you know me, still the same OG, but I bet assists. Let's take Ivy off the court. Let's take Burks off the court. Let's bring it forward. Maybe since February, if there's even minutes for this. My boyfriend cheated on me yesterday. Dang. It's all right. I don't know if that's a joke. I don't know how I'm supposed to. First of all, R. Jones, I've always just assumed you're a male, so I'm assuming this was when I read it, it's a joke. But if it's not, and you're, or even you know what? Let me just stop. If what you're saying is real, that sucks. But I feel like it's a joke. Because why else would somebody just say that in a random gambling chat? 20.8% usage rate for Hayes here, at 36% assist rate. So, what do you got for the Pistons? Can we get assists? We don't have assists. We don't. It's not a joke. It's not funny. Oh, well, it's not funny, but you'll be alright. Don't want somebody who don't want you. Move onward and upward. Oh, okay. Well, guess we just don't have Pistons props here. Well, that's a shame, because I would probably bet on Killian Hayes' assist here. Anyway, I guess for DFS, for now, that's all we can do is attack this game for DFS. And just about everything in this game is going to make the player pool. We just need news to kind of shake it out. A 6,100 on FanDuel for Killian is a little spooky. Definitely like the 5K on DraftKings a little bit more for sure. Choose someone who chooses you. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Dang, lazy mof. I don't know if they're like, I truly don't know if they're ironic or unironically saying that. Your mind's in a weird, like in real life, if that happens to you, someone that you love, your mind's in a weird spot, so you're just putting it out there. But also, I don't know. I'm just gonna move on. Let's move on. Miami Heat at the Orlando Magic. Projected starting five for the Heat: Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, Jimmy G, Buckets, Kevin Love, Bam Adebayo, taking on Markelle Fultz, Gary Harris, Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. 221s are total 2.5 point spread for the Miami Heat. Kyle Lowry looks like he's going to return to the lineup, assuming he's going to be a starter, but I guess there's a loose chance he wouldn't start, possibly a first game back, but we'll see. He's been out for 15 games. Before he was out, he was completely untouchable from a fantasy perspective. Don't know if injury is to blame. But when they're all back and this team is fully healthy at one of the slowest paces, grindier defenses, don't really see a ton of guys that I want to play, even in a vacuum in the grand scheme of this slate. So this might be one of those spots I avoid. I have been flirting with Bam Adebayo PRA unders ever since Kevin Love made the starting lineup. And you see his rebounds do take a step backwards. But I also say the last 2 games are against Cleveland. That's a really tough front court matchup as well. So there might be some correlation for sure with Love taking some rebounds, but also some bad matchups. So maybe the numbers are going to be a little bit too extreme, and we find something a little bit more neutral. But with that said, I think I remember the last PRA for Adebayo against Cleveland was like 29.5. What is it at today? It is at 30.5. Okay, so that's about where the market was sitting before it closed at 29.5 last game. So let's see what we can get, or see what the prices are on Adebayo's PRA. With sus, okay. I trust you. I trust the mods, but I don't know. I've seen R Jones in chat before. I wish I could look at chat log like I can on Twitch. Just to know. I don't know. R Jones, if you're like not a troll, hit me up on Discord or Twitter, and I don't know. But we don't want to get derailed on a 9-gamer. What am I looking for? Adebayo. 30.5. Looks like it's a coin flip. A little bit of steam in some spots on the over. 30.5 on DraftKings. So I don't really see it moving too much. So I don't really have a conviction here. Did Lowry impact? I don't know. We're splitting hairs. I don't mind the under, but I don't really have a reason to get to it, and I don't really think it's a valuable bet, so I'm not going to run to it. On the Magic side, Wendell Carter's back. This team has been really frustrating to target for DFS when they're fully healthy, and this is a clean sheet. So against one of the slowest pace defense, or excuse me, one of the slowest paced teams and one of the best defenses in the league, I really just don't have any warm and fuzzies on anyone specifically. It could be a lot of 22 to 28, 30-minute guys, and all priced appropriately. So I'll probably stay away from this game completely. If I got to none of this game in 20 lineups, I'm not going to lose sleep. If you guys have some pushback on that, I mean, the process, we got some process plays. Usually I'll target the Heat with some 3-point shooters. I don't know if that's something I want to do with the Magic here. Magic 3-point shooters, they don't have anyone that average like 7 or 8 3-point attempts per game. So this might just be a stay away spot for me, and I'm hoping for some more warm and fuzziness in the coming games and analysis. Yeah. Gun, who is the greatest wrestler ever, Flair or Hogan? What makes you think it's one of those two? You didn't give me options. You just gave me 2 names. What if it's John Cena, bro? In my opinion, the greatest wrestler ever is Shawn Michaels. Now, I don't know what your criteria is for that, but for me, certainly in-ring work, mic work, charisma, ability to have good matches with guys that don't have good matches on their own. For me, it's Shawn Michaels. Between Flair and Hogan, probably Flair. I like Bam under PRA, especially on the rebounds. Well, if you do, it looks like in some... okay. So, rebounds. 8.5 rebounds? Was Bam's... Is Bam's rebound rate... Because I feel like Lowry... What's Lowry's rebound rate? Let me see. Lowry has a 6.5% rebound rate. I do think Kevin Love has enough of an impact. And Adebayo, 9.6 rebounds against a Magic team that rebound pretty well. Almost 73% defensive rebound rate. I could get down with that. Let's see if there's individual value. Since the PRA is going up, I would imagine not, but we'll see. I like Macho Man better than Hogan. Ooh, yeah. Perhaps just hit the free throw. Let's go, Aaron. Adebayo rebounds. 8.5. Yeah. So 8.5 at Bleacher Reports at -130, -135 at Caesars. I don't know what this green U is, but it's -130 on that. Pretty even. Like if you meet in the middle between FanDuel and DraftKings, we're looking for -118 or better, more so better. But I could get down with that. I think under 8.5 makes a lot of sense if you like it. Amazement. Stone Cold will never be employee of the month. Pure Wrestlers HBK was better, but it's more than that. I think HBK on the mic, man, and he can tell the story. That's what I'm saying. Brett, great in the ring, bad on the mic. What are you gonna do? Bastion Booger, let's go. I'm gonna need a mod to timeout event. I'm just kidding. No Giannis is so balanced. Better way to eat the chalk. I think this like gives you a couple different ways to go. Hopefully we find a couple games. This game looks better. Here we go. Utah Jazz, Charlotte Hornets. Project 25 for the Jazz. Taylor Horton Tucker. What's this? How do you pronounce his first name? I don't know. It's Akbaji. Lowry Markkanen, Kelly Olynyk, Walker Kessler, Ranger taking on Terry Rozier, Kelly Oubre, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, Mark Williams. 229 is our total 2-point spread in favor of the visiting Utah Jazz. Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton out. Terry Rozier and Mark Williams both have some tags on them, while Cody Martin is chilling. Pulling up the Charlotte Hornets injury news and notes. Probable tag on Terry Rozier. Questionable tag on Mark Williams. Listed behind Nick Richards in the NBC Sports Edge depth chart. Questionable for Saturday due to a sprained right thumb. After exiting Thursday's tilt with Detroit early with the thumb injury, Williams is in danger of sitting out Saturday against Utah. If he's unavailable, expect Naughty Nick Richards to replace him in the starting five. Naughty Nick posted a 13-10-1-1-2 line Thursday, garnering 29 minutes in Williams' absence. Naughty Nick ain't it. It just ain't it. We're going to have to come up with a better nickname. Nasty Nick is better. Naughty Nick. Yeah, I don't know. Williams didn't touch the court in the second half. That's when Naughty Nick stepped in, took over, and from a permanent basis, 7 rebounds. Let's go. No usage, but that's kind of the Mark Williams role as well. 10 fantasy points. All right, so if Mark Williams can't go, we will be playing some Naughty Nick Richards at 4K on DraftKings quite a bit against the Utah Jazz. I like that. Terry Rozier obviously can go. Big minutes from him. Kelly Oubre, Gordon Hayward. We can put all those guys in a blender in the tier 3. I'd probably nominate Terry Rozier to maybe jump into the tier 2 category, possibly, because I do like guards against the Utah Jazz. In his shot volume, 20 plus, and he's going to chuck some threes here. Not hitting for great efficiency lately, but we expect that to regress to the mean here. So I'm in on Terry Rozier for DFS, and usually I'll take a look at Terry Rozier's over 2.5 threes as a prop. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. Today we don't, but we do have him at 39.5 fantasy points, and I have him at 41, so that's close enough. I would lean the over, but I'm probably not going to touch it. On the Jazz side, life without Clarkson and Colin Sexton has given us days of THT and Chris Dunn. THT. And THT's price point, 6,700, 6,500. That's much more efficient than yesteryear. And Chris Dunn under 6K, but still has 30 plus fantasy point potential in this particular matchup. So first of all, let's just look at the Jazz prop board. Because there's a couple things I'm interested in here, and they don't have anything for THT or Chris Dunn. So let's go to the on-off court tool here, and let's go pull up the Utah Jazz. Too high for the show today. You guys don't get high and place bets, right? You place bets and then get high? I don't know. I've never done the weed, but I figure that's the decompressed stage of the night, right? Bino's blazed up early. Yeah, let's put Horton Tucker on. Let's take off Clarkson. Nubby Nick? Nubby? Does he? I don't know. He caught up on shot. I never forget when Stone Cold hit McMahon with that bedpan. That was a good one. The Rock on the mic was legendary. He was, but in the ring, but he had it. He had it. Ocean likes Oubre points. Kessler double-double. Thoughts? I hate when people... When people... like, I'm in voice chat sometimes. Raj be like, yo, what do you think about blank points? I'm like, well, what's the number? I'm assuming it's like 22 for Oubre, right? So you're just asking, is it a good bet? If it's 23.5, what number did you get Oubre points at, Ocean? Gun got the backward hat. Man, Bino, I completely I forgot. I've been gaming all day. When I game, I put the hat on. Usually if I'm not gaming, I got the beanie, but the headset goes over the beanie. For gaming, I gotta hear it, right? So I put the hat on. I completely forgot when we flipped over from Twitch to YouTube to switch hats. And I don't like it because it looks, the green screen, it doesn't look right. But it is what it is. It is what it is. THC over fantasy point per minute in this split. Kelly Olynyk up there. Larry Market is going bananas in this projection. Walker Kessler has 23.4% of the team's total rebound opportunities in this split. Chris Dunn, 0.6 fantasy point per minute. So what that's telling me is I should be looking at THT. I should dang sure be looking at Larry Markkinen. And then a little bit of interest in Kessler, but his price is right. KJ from the Mob. Appreciate the sub, man. Hope you're doing all right. So what are we thinking? Markkinen fantasy points? They got him at 43. Is that less than what I have? No, it's a little bit. It's a little less. I was thinking I had him for less, but that's fine. So I don't feel like I can get a massive deal there. What about real points on Markkinen? 28.5. God dang, bro. I feel like all this is pretty efficient. PRA's at 40. Is that linear? PJ Williams over rebounds, possibly playing center at times. That's not a bad call, Amazement. Aaron says, I said Flair and Hogan because they were at the top of the game for so long. Technically, I know Shawn Michaels, but he wasn't must-see TV. You don't think Shawn Michaels was must-see TV? Man, I don't know. I seen one Flair promo. I seen them all. I seen one Hogan promo. I seen them all. You put Shawn Michaels on the mic in the Attitude Era. I don't really know what he's gonna say, when you mix in the DX stuff, and then even after he chilled out a little bit, his DX stuff was just so entertaining. Maybe I'm just a little bit more fan of the laugh, but I got love for them all. But for me, it's Sean. It's Sean. Arthur Cattell's back. He made a backup account. Or no, that's not R Jones. There's a lot of R's. Plan on fading Kyrie in single entry and going with Booker and stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Get high after the bet. I can't tell you what you can do, but that's a heck of an addressing. Yeah, your Bino's out of there, bro. He's cooked. Yo, he's cooked. Yo, somebody put a breathalyzer on his phone so he can't open his sports betting app. He's about to do some dumb stuff. What's up, Ryan? Bro, yo, Bino he's chasing a dragon right now. What's up, D? I love y'all more. What the freak was I looking at? I was looking at Markkinen PRA. 40.5. Lil Steam. No. So it looks like it's a neutral bet. So if you like it, you like it. But if you have access to a sports book, you should just bet it individually. Used to have my name JHBK Cole. I dig it. Best move HBK made was kicking Marty through the glass window. Let's go. For DFS, I'm putting THT Markkinen in tier 2. I want to get to Kessler, but that price is scary. And then Terry Rozier probably tier 2. I'm gonna tier 3 Oubre very low. Hayward very low. If Mark Williams is out, we probably have to core value Nick Richards at 4K on DraftKings. We put him in the blender on FanDuel. And then you're saying you think PJ Washington might play some center. Let's see. Did he play opposite of Nick Richards at all in this game? A little bit, not a ton. A little bit. Start the fourth quarter. He only played 27 minutes. What's that about? I guess they have JT Thor, but he barely exists. All right, so your hunch is maybe PJ Washington rebounds because of perhaps some more minutes as a big. 5.5, that's a low number. What's up, Jake? He's so high, his eyes won't open his iPhone if he locks out. I don't have a lock on mine. Bret Hart might have been the best wrestler technically. I agree. No. If you're talking about like in-ring work, and I'm a fan of the in-ring too. I think Bret's the best wrestler of all time. But in the greater context, where you think about the business aspect, which is you got to sell tickets, you got to be enthralling on the mic. Bret Hart sucked on the mic. But I agree. I think Bret's the best in-ring, bell to bell. Maybe people have gotten better since then, but just generationally, he was so much better than all of his peers during that period. 5.5. Yeah, I'll tell you what. There's some decent vig on the over. You get some good value if you like it. You're getting 15 cents better on FanDuel than DraftKings at 5.5. But some of these areas pushing high enough that we might see some movement on PrizePicks. So if you do like the over, you might as well get it now because it could go up to 6.5. So I think that's not a bad sweat. Had to make a backup because my chat wasn't working on stochastic and I wasn't even blocked. Dang, that's crazy. Nah, Catalza, somebody else with R, I forget the name. It was R something. And I was like, no, that wasn't Catalza, but that's what it was. My brain was just broken. I'm hitting the red apple, green apple bowl. I feel like y'all are teaching me bad things. What does that mean? Like, I know what bowl. Bowl means, is that like a bong? But is there an apple? Is the apples in front of a bowl? Is that the type of the weed? I know they come in different types. Flavors? I don't know. Apparently, if we talk about weed, we're just gonna break a sub record here. Thank you. Touch my no-no spot. Okay. Got 3 new subs so far. Appreciate all of you guys. J. Cole baked bets. I can't. Yeah. Pact of Mary Jane in the apple. You take the stem out of it and make a bowl with it. You're lying. Bruh. So you put weed in an apple? Like you hollow it out? And then use the apple as like a... Bro, what are y'all doing to the apples, bro? Not the apples, man. He took an apple and made it... Why do most... Hold up. Why do so many of you know what this is? This is not normal. What? You can do a mango and pineapples too? Bruh. All right, at least 4 of you guys are essentially attesting to either doing this or knowing what this is. And I'm just my brain has never heard of this in my life. There's like 10 weed comments, and then my boy No says, "Quickly fantasy look good, bro." You're in the wrong place, bro. Guns Chipotle order. I don't know the menu like that. Just give me a burrito. Bunch of stoners here. Add so much flavor. I guess. You don't eat the apple afterwards, do you? Celtics at the Hawks. Marcus Smart, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford. Taking on Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, Clint Capella. 238 is our total. 5.5 point spread. Favor the visiting Boston Celtics. You did that at 14? You were ripping... How am I this old and I've never heard of this before? I prefer crack. See, I know crackheads be smoking crack at all kinds of craziness. I expect this from the crackheads, right? You guys are using Coke cans in the trash can. I don't say you guys. I don't know how many crackheads are in the chat today. Seems like a stoner crowd. I didn't know you weed enthusiasts were out here sullying the good name of fruit. Bro, so many of you guys are using apples. I don't know if I'm gonna look at apple anymore the same way. The purity, one of my favorite healthy snacks. Robert Williams is out. Peyton Pritchard is out. Bogdan Bogdanovic is out. Not insignificant is that. Pretty high total for a Celtics game, all things considered. Celtics do bring pretty good defense here. Hawks, pretty good offense. They got a big win over the Wizards yesterday. We talked about them trying to create some space over the play-in spot, or even just create some insurance to make the postseason, and getting 2 wins over the Wizards in their last 2 games. Pretty big way to do that. Now maybe they can make some strides forward, or at least afford a loss here a little bit more. You can use Starburst? No freaking way. There's that. No. You get how? I don't unless are you like melting multiple Starbursts and then molding it together to create, because otherwise it's just too small. DeAndre Hunter's tag. You can do it with the bread they give you in your Chinese food. Guys. You guys just sit around looking at things, looking at objects, wondering if you can use it to smoke. Right ankle sprain for Hunter. Hunter could miss the second leg of a back-to-back, which would leave minutes for both Sadiq Bey, AJ Griffin, and then Bogdanovic already ruled out. So, do we just get bigger minutes for DeJounte? And maybe they stagger a little bit more? DeJounte a little bit more ball handling? Possibly. Peanut apple. You fused him. God dang, bro. You guys are scientists. That's MacGyver smoker. They're nice to have around. Who's the cheap edible jock today? There's a couple names that I don't see that often. So if nothing else, this conversation's letting other people know that they're welcome here. This is a safe space. Gun, when you were a CO, they smoked out the apple in the cell. Trust me. I don't remember serving apples. Usually I would just find them using Bible pages as rolling paper. But I guess that's whatever. Bogdanovic. Yeah, I didn't know Chinese places give you bread. I guess the sugar biscuits or whatever. I don't know. I worked on a food truck, so I had to improvise. Well, dude, there's like a market for, you know how you like tobacco shops before weed became rapidly legal, would still sell bongs, and you're just like, this is not for weed. Is there a market for food, pre-hollowed food for stoners out there? I don't know, man. Yeah, stoners been getting a bad rap. You guys are like scientists, apparently. Just think of all the food that stoners have tried to use. A Starburst is that's crazy. An apple, that's like the perfect circumference. A freaking Starburst, you got melt them together. That's a lot of work. Banana peels? That sounds terrible. We only used a blank piece of paper from the Bible. It's a make from him. Is it? Vic, you did some time? Let me find out, bro. You talking like you did a bid. Let's get together on some spread recipes, bro. I gotta get in the kitchen, dice up some summer sausage. Strength in numbers, I love it. Hey, I'm still balancing it, Steve. So I like the fact that this is a decent enough spread to grab some access to Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Tatum's the more interesting one for me, and I'm gonna look at ownership real quick because this slate is giving us a couple of next man up opportunities, like Kyrie Irving potentially, and then Devin Booker without Kevin Durant, guys like that. So I do wonder if the Celtics get lost in the sauce here. So can we get single digit ownership on Tatum? Is that possible? Killian Hayes is the high. God dang. Tatum is at 21%. So no. Tatum's actually the highest on stud right now. Where's Kyrie at on this list? 11%. Okay. Well, I was hoping maybe people would sleep on Tatum, but Tatum's like always 20%. Jaylen Brown not so much. So I'll get those guys in the mix for DFS. Let's think about some props here, I guess, collectively. The Celtics on the season have been really good at defending points in the paint. Some of that is with Robert Williams' defense. A lot of that is just, just a defensive-minded team. And I have been flirting with unders on Clint Capella against tougher front court matchups as somebody that's really dunk-centric with no mid or long-range game, and it's already somebody who struggles to play meaningful minutes, especially down the stretch. So maybe we think about some Capella unders in this spot, especially against the Celtics team with a 75% defensive rebound rate. So let's do some shopping. Let's pull up Atlanta. And also, does Trey have a single-digit assist prop? Yesterday he did not hit, only got to 9 on a 9.5. We got hooked, but it is what it is. 23.5 PRA for Capella. What's the market saying about that? Gunna's getting the chat content. I've never done it. I've never been drunk. I've never done the weed. I've never smoked a cigarette. But out of all the crazy stuff I haven't done in 35 years of being blessed to be on this planet, the one that I've come close to and done research on is marijuana. Why I say it like that? But I also don't want to smoke it. So I feel like it won't be long until my hippie sister gets me to finally cave in and try an edible or something like that. Because I deal with a lot of back pain, and I hear it's really good for that. So I don't. It's not like I want to do it for like the trippiness or whatever. But I've been researching pain management the last couple years, and that was one that everyone and their mother is like, yo, CBD or weed, blah blah blah. So maybe one day, and if I do it, start tripping out, I'll let you guys know. So 23.5 looks like the fair market number here, so not really a reason to get there on PrizePicks if you have access to a sports book, but cool. And then what's Trae Young's assist? Hard to be a gambler and not smoke. Hey, when I'm in the Discord chat, I do hear a lot of Lil Wayne, a lot of Lil Wayne lighters starting up. What's up, Gun? like I don't know if Wheezy F about to drop 16 or if someone's just looking for gambling advice. What am I saying right now? I love this. What am I looking for? Trae Young. 9.5. It got moved from 8.5 up. And it looks like between 8.5 and 9 is where it's going to go back and forth. So what's the board at? Trae Young is at 9 assists flat. I like that. I mean, Trae Young just gets it. I understand Marcus Smart defense though, so maybe it's not a warm and fuzzy, but that's the fair market. 42 fantasy points. And DeJounte, we talked about Bogey being down. Let's look at these minute rotations for the Hawks in their second unit lately. Got a 200 milligram gummy. I'm about to pop here in a bit. Dang. I just don't know how I would react to it. People are like, because you know I love me some Jesus, but that has nothing to do with it. I have like a phobia of not controlling my mental, and like that's why I've never done anything like that. But a lot of people I love and respect partake in the Maria. My sister calls it Maria and medicine. So, bogey second unit here. So here's what I'm thinking. When's the last time Bogey didn't play? DeJounte. Let's go DeJounte Murray, DKP by game log without Bogdanovich last thinking. I'm wondering if we can put some second unit ball handling and put a little less overlap between DeJounte and Trey. Just a thought. January 21. Was Trey in that game or no? Don't start with 200. I'm gonna be up there with Vic. Trae Young did play that game. DeJounte had only 3 assists. So let's go to this game. What did we say it was? It was January 21st. So let's go look at the minute rotation on the 21st. January? Oh wow. Weed and alcohol is a good combo. I don't ever have a desire to do alcohol. Listen to me. How the second unit look at? Aaron Holiday. Do we have much overlap? No. They just played big minutes. All right. Maybe there's nothing there. Horford threes has been one of my favorite props. Yeah, I don't mind that. Do we have it at 1.5? Little revenge narrative too. Horford back in Atlanta. You never know how many games he's got left. I don't see a 3-point prop here. 25.5 fantasy points. I haven't projected at 29. A little over, not a ton, so I'm not gonna run with it. It's medicine, yeah. It'll take 20-30 minutes before it kicks in, so you probably did the stream before it would come in settling. Nah, that wouldn't be a free stream. Could you imagine me baked? But just like midway through analyzing. I'm gonna make a Run DFS freestyle to this beat. Let's go. We do have a Run DFS song. I need to add it to Spotify somehow. Just bought 15 packs of 100 milligram Covert peanut butter cups. I love me some peanut butter. Do you know why we die? It's because we accept it as an inevitability. Wonder how different the U.S. would be if prohibition alcohol would have been successful and had been weed. Bro, we'd be the Jetsons if alcohol was successfully prohibited. But instead, we're debating how many bathrooms we should have. You're in jail right now? Shut up. Yeah, I don't want to do alcohol. 4 for 3s aren't on PrizePicks, but it's a 1.5 line. All right, cool. I think we're losing viewers, bro. Usually on Saturday, we're doing like 200, 250, sometimes 300. Today, they're like, nah, nope. Not today. It's Saturday, man. We're allowed to be. What up, Pinstripe? What up, Danny Green? Shout out to all you guys. John, appreciate it. All you guys that are typing for the first time, appreciate y'all. I do. Sadiq Bey, I wish he was a little bit cheaper to feel like I'm getting a great value there, but I suppose there's a range of outcomes at 150 lineups where he can make a little bit of sense here. And then Marcus Smart, Derek White, Brogdon. I probably definitely put those guys in a pool. And I think I would only want one of the three because they all project for like solid shot at 30. You're just kind of hoping to catch one of those guys with a ceiling game. I'd probably get the Brogdon a little bit more. What are Celtics props overall? You watching Colorado versus Mexico on the other screen? No. Well, Colorado versus Mexico. If we're talking, never mind. No, I'm not. How's that game going? With some live updates. I don't even know. Oh, wait, Colorado. Are you talking about World Baseball Classic? Is that Colombia? Thanks for ain't watching soccer, if that's what you mean. What's up, Brooklyn? Can you play the channel song? Yeah, I can close out with it. I have to find it, but yeah. Do people still do LSD? Let's see. Marcus Smart fantasy. Did we get Marcus Smart steals either? 25.5 points on the fantasy there. Slightly intrigued with that. Let me see. Where are the Hawks at in turnovers? I know Trey had a stretch last year. They're actually a lot better this year. They're way better this year. All right. Anyway, Marcus Smart fantasy. I do have a pretty big gap, about 9 fantasy points between my projection and the line. So maybe that's something I could throw in the blender. But that's about all I got on this game. DFS, rotate the studs in there. Took Horford points at 9.5. I'm with it. Hate narratives, but Bay had some fine games against Boston as a Piston. Is that a narrative or just good track record? Gun, do you still play Brawlhalla? I don't know what that is, so no. I think I've heard of that, but I've never played it. I don't know what it is. Is that the Battle Royale game where people were like wrestlers? I never did play that. A bunch of people told me I should. Colombia, Puerto Rico, 1-7-1. Dang. What's up, Nate? Hope you're doing all right. Thought it was on an Uber Eats app. Rockets hosting the Bulls. Project 75 for the Bulls. Patrick Beverly, Alex Caruso, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic taking on KPJ, Jalen Green, Kenyon Martin, Jabari Smith, Alperen Sengun. 224 is our total. 8-point spread in favor of the visiting Chicago Bulls. Flipping back to the Eastern Conference, Chicago Bulls, they're in it. Trying to get to that play-in spot. 1 game behind the Wizards, 2 games behind the Raptors. And you got to win the games that you're supposed to win. Able to get one out of Denver, so that was good. And now you definitely got to get one out of Houston. So we're looking at their guys to do what they're supposed to do. And I think this reminds me of the Wizards from 2 games back, where 3 guys, Kuzma, Beal, and Porzingis, coexisted. Today on DraftKings, I could see 3 men coexisting at these LaVine, DeRozan, and Vucevic prices and usage combos, all projected for almost exactly the same, 44 fantasy points. So I don't think I'm going to set that infamous 103 rule or 203 rule today. I'm going to just let it rip. And then on the Rocket side, I really have no desire to really get to anybody if Kevin Porter plays, because, and it's not necessarily a player talent thing, it's more of an unpredictable coach thing. Let's look at, there it is, Houston. See what the status of KPJ is. Probable. All right, cool. So with KPJ in, I think we got a lot of high price points and a lot of volatile minute projection. So I'm probably going to be pretty down on the Rockets and more so intrigued by the Bulls. Patrick Beverly, what are we thinking here? His fantasy production has really been sporadic, but his minutes are a lot more than I thought they would be game to game. 32, 29, 33. And the Rockets are a good defensive matchup. A good matchup for defensive players, if that makes sense. Especially when KPJ is in. If we look at the team metrics for the Rockets, they lead the league in turnovers per game. And they also lead the league in blocks allowed per game. So So those are two metrics that are synonymous with Patrick Beverley. So do we get 1.5 steals and blocks and steals? We do 1.5. I'm a little bit intrigued with that. If we can get like half a steal, that would have been great too. 18.5 fantasy is really low. I have him at 21. So those are two that I'd be flirting with. Yeah. And then I guess for fantasy, if they're all at like 40 fantasy points, the Bulls, I'd just probably leave it alone. Unless you guys have a specific lean, 38.5. Maybe Vooch, 38.5. Vooch, big time rebound opportunity here, right? And then let me ask you guys this. How often does this game go crazy and we get a couple extra minutes for Drummond and he just goes nuclear at $3,100? You know what I mean? Because and Drummond can get blocks too. Is that 100K to first play? Some Andre Drummond against the Rockets. The news will turn his slate upside down. Do we have news? Let's see. AD, Bagley? No. Okay. Pat Bev revenge, yeah. You like his rebounds and assists? Man, I think if we like all these things individually, I might really be on Patrick Beverley 18.5 fantasy points. Because if we hit the over of 1.5 block steals, right? That's 3 fantasy points. It was 1.5, right? Anyway, what's Vucevic rebounds or fantasy? 38.5, 11 rebounds? God dang. I like the idea of something Beverly. You like Easton and Smith? Is there like a specific reason why you're leaning that way? I feel like when they're fully healthy, I just I'm pulling for USA in the WBC, but Cuba's coming a close second. Cuba, Dominican Republic, USA. USA's offense, their lineup is sick, but their pitching not great. Every game's a revenge game for Patrick Beverley. What's up, Chops? Oh, news coming later. Yeah, certainly. 9-game slates, definitely leave it open. Someone say LSD. I'm afraid to ask you guys about that. I'm learning so much about you guys. You guys ain't into the hard stuff, right? I don't need to have an intervention. I'm just gonna have a surprise intervention stream one day. It's gonna be like 5 must-play DFS picks on DraftKings, and then you're gonna get the countdown, and then the camera's gonna come on. It's gonna be me and a couple of counselors talking to you guys. Like, what is this? Mavericks at the Grizzlies. Project 35 for the Mavs. Kyrie Irving, Tim Hardaway, Josh Green, Reggie Bullock, Dwight Powell. Up against Tyus Jones, Desmond Payne, Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Xavier Tillman. 225 total, 4.5 point spread in favor of the Memphis Grizzlies. John Morant, Steven Adams out to Reggie Bullock, Javal McGee, Kyrie Irving have some tags on them. Luka is down for the count. So let's get caught up on the Dallas Mavericks news. Most notably, Kyrie, who is dealing with a personal thing. I think it was a death in his circle. Is that shooting around in Memphis? I'm assuming that means the basketball practice shoot around, not the John Morant at the mall shoot around. So if he's at that one, he probably plays here, and then he gets a chance of some DFS glory without Luka. So what kind of numbers we expecting from that? Let's go to the Wowie. The Wowie. Weed only. Good. Good. No hard or trippy stuff. And you guys ever had to fight people that are whacked out on drugs. I've had several fights with people that were not on Earth. One of the toughest fights I was in, this dude was coked out of his mind. So this movie about Cocaine Bear, there was this big swole dude doing life. I don't know how this dude got a bump of coke in there, but I mean, I'm sure it ended up in somebody's prison pocket. But this man was gone on the sugar booger, the booger sugar, and of course, yo, gun, we need you. Look what you need me for. I showed. They didn't tell, and we didn't know he was coked up. My man wasn't reacting to none of the gas, nothing. Finally get him down, but that was like the toughest fight I've had because that dude was just country strong with a little bit of help. 26% usage on Kyrie, 1.2 fantasy point per minute. So yeah, we expect Kyrie to kind of be the lifeblood of the Mavericks here. I don't know that I'm running to take overs against a team like the Grizzlies that can play some decent defense, but if it's below 30, we're not even going to get them. Okay, cool. Do we have any props for Dallas? No, we're not. Okay, cool. So that ends that. Memphis side. We got a little sample here without Ja. That was a low blow for Morant. I feel bad. A little low-hanging fruit. And I got to be careful with low-hanging fruit because you guys will cut them open and smoke weed out of it. That's an incredible. That's just. We just went full circle. God, I'm really good at this. I'm humble, but I'm really good at this. That deserves a like. If you've been holding out on that like button, that right there, if you've been here for at least 30 minutes, you get the full appreciation of how good that was. You should hit the like button. Because that was good. Tyus Jones without John Morant this season, 18% usage rate, a 30% assist rate. Jaren Jackson, 29% usage rate. Desmond Bane, 23.6% usage rate. All these guys about a fantasy point per minute, so I would be looking at them. And then kind of expect the Dallas to play a little bit faster. Luka's the slowest player in the league, essentially. And without him, and then, Kyrie, a little bit more ISO, come and get me. Maybe a couple more implied possessions here. So he can give me to Jaren Jackson Jr. I like his FanDuel prop, or his FanDuel score, coming in at over 50. That's with the plus threes adding up. And then Tyus Jones is efficiently priced to where he's not a priority. Kind of the same with Desmond Bane. You're not really getting a great deal here. But those are guys in the blender for me. And then hopefully we have definitive news on the Mavericks. You guys like anybody other than Kyrie here? Tim Hardaway's always volatile. He's projecting well, sure. And I don't know what a Kyrie assist prop would be, but never fight meth heads. Oof. Bro, this guy wasn't on meth, but he was out of there, and he was known for cutting himself and bleeding, and then we ship him to the hospital. Man, one day I walked up on this dude. I could see his bone in his arm. He'd sliced right through the bone, and the policy was to gas him before he had to do anything. I gassed this man. He didn't even blink. Like, he just looked at me like gone. I was like, Jesus H, I don't want to have to fight this guy. Luckily, he didn't fight us, but yeah, man. But I think he had a history of drugs, man. Those guys fried out. They're just different. They don't react the way that humans are supposed to react. So fighting, I can only imagine fighting some dude methed out. Haven't been in a real fight since high school. Yeah, I don't advocate fighting. I don't think I've had many fights in the free world. I've had a few, but I never tango with somebody who ain't got it coming. You know what I'm saying? Going with the wordplay. You dang Skippy. Had a dude shrug off a cracked clavicle. Yeah. You projected Halliburton and Turner in or out? I'm going to go in for now with what we say, they were 5-point favorites, and it's meaningful basketball. They need to start getting these wins if they're going to make that push for the postseason. If Kyrie's out, Hardy points prop may look good. Yeah, if they even offer it. They may not. WWE should have a prop for Undertaker pop-ups. Tillman, DeRozan, Jay Brown need 2 more. All right. Thank you, Fear Money. Gonna do bite the CEO's finger off, man. I have stories for days. Some of them going to the grave with me, but man, stories for days. A knife connoisseur, oof. I'm like an alphabet crook. I got away with words. I'm having a hard time choosing between Tim Hardaway and Trey Murphy. I think without Luka, it makes a lot of sense to be looking at Tim Hardaway. He's got to pick up some slack. We've seen some 30 bombs from him as well. Theoretically, should be second, no more than third in scoring. So, and the minutes have been there for him. So, I'd probably lean Tim Hardaway, but I certainly understand your predicament. Thunder and the Pelicans. Projects 35 for the Thunder. SGA, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams up against CJ McCollum, Trey Murphy, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, Jonas Valanciunas, shooting is 233. Is our total 2-point spread in favor of the home team. Nolans, Pelicans. We do get SGA in. We do have a tag on it. BI got hurt last game, so let's see what's going on. Sprained right ankle, considered questionable. Ingram exited early on Wednesday, which allowed Najee Marshall, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. So if he can't go, what would we need to project? Let's look at New Orleans. Oh, we don't have this? Oh, yeah, we do. Wait, this is all the way from January? What the heck? What the heck? BI went down, didn't play in the second half. Cool. That was Najee Marshall. So I guess if BI couldn't go today, we'd expect that lineup to start, which includes Najee Marshall, J Val, McCollum, Herbert Jones, Trey Murphy. And then was that a McCollum game? I think it was. Let's see. Imagine Poku, Holmgren, and Wembanyama. Dang. Guns running late for voice. Nah, Saturdays we only do an hour before lock because nobody's ever in that thing lately anyway. We do late streams on Saturday. Fish, you would know that if you're ever around. McCollum without Ingram since the beginning of February. Yeah, what up, Ethan? Fish missed the old the whole drug discussion. Fish is an old timer, man. Y'all, Fish just turned 50, man, 50 years old. Some hype in the chat for making it a big 5-0. Some of us may not, but he did it. 32.5% usage for McCollum in a split without Ingram since the beginning of February. A 30% assist rate. So, do we have Pelicans props? Fish is busy. He busy. 39.5 fantasy points for McCollum, 6.5 assists. So maybe we'll be looking at one of those if we got some news that Ingram wouldn't play. And Ingram props aren't up, so it could be a true what do you do? Assist for McCollum? Anybody? Life begins at 50? God dang. Bro, you know how broken my body is now? I can only imagine if I made it to 50. What the heck? I'd absolutely be on a cane or something, bro. I'd be beating myself up every weekend. Alright. We'll see if BI can go. SGA at 9,200. This might be one of those, hey, don't forget about me. Nice for SGA. And then as soon as I say that, he's at 20% ownership. Are we really seeing this type of ownership? Killian Hayes, Tim Hardaway, Christian Wood as the top 3 owned players. Is this RJ Hampton? Josh Green. What the freak is this, y'all? I'll refresh that. That's real? Like, what are these names? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know about all that. You like betting on teams with something to play for? Yeah, I like that too. It's better for predictability and minute projections too, in my opinion. Fish taking photos, looking like a Corona commercial. Nah, Fish out there working. My man runs 2 golf courses, bro. 2 of them down there in the FLA. He's the one soaking up all the sunshine while some of you guys are shoveling snow right now. 420. All right, J. Cole. Listen, we just got rid of smoking weed out of apples. All right, let's not bring it back. I just have to ask this 420 crap. First of all, was that started? Is that Cheech and Chong? Is that just how it started? Because I know a lot of stoners that like always point that out, and then clearly there's several of you guys in chat that celebrate. Does that time actually mean something, or is this just a meme? Because I'm learning so much about the hemp community today. The Bucks play the Warriors. Project starting 5 for the Bucks. Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis, Brooke Lopez. Take on Steph Curry, maybe Dante DiVincenzo, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Kevin Looney. They threw out the death lineup against the Grizzlies. That didn't work. And Jonathan Kuminga's out. So, assuming that they go to this version of the lineup where you want a little bit more length against Portis and Brolo. But we'll see. 240.5 total. That's a big total. 3.5 point spread. That's something worth attacking. And look at that ownership projection. And we know Giannis is out. Well, yeah, I don't know. It feels like the usual Bucks chalk, right? I guess Portis is a little bit more appropriately priced. Same with Brooke Lopez. They're not getting a fantastic deal. I still think sub 9K Drew Holiday and the FanDuel price looking pretty tempting. There's a lot of implied points here. Fudge. Let's get back into the. There we go. So for DFS, I'm here on this game. But I do think the pricing is like Chris Middleton, if he's on a minute restriction at 7.5K. I don't feel like I can get there with a lot of conviction. I think Drew Holiday is the one that's most intriguing to me. And then do we want some Drew Holiday assist props? I guess before I get too deep, let me make sure. The last 2 times we don't even have them offered. Drew Holiday, 39.5 fantasy, 7.5 assists. See what the board is on old Drew. Every time it's 420, we celebrate. Lopez has been crushing. Lopez crushed because he had 10 stocks, which is his thing. He can get blocks, don't get me wrong. But Golden State has a lot of, I guess, long-range shooters. I don't know. Like, what do? Do you have an alarm set on your phone? I don't know. Wendell Carter minutes limit for the 1% that was going there, and that just makes the magic even harder to figure out. You've done the apple bong? Why is this such a thing? And I'm completely oblivious to it. Fish, when I say like at least it must have been 10, 15 people came out the woodwork earlier and was like, yeah, oh yeah, apple bong? Yeah, I do that all the time. Oh yeah. You also pineapples? Fish is out here. Yeah, I used to do that. So Brooke is in play. Yeah, I don't mind him, but he is somebody that's for DFS ceiling at this price points. He's likely going to have to deliver a bunch of blocks. And I don't know where Golden State ranks in blocks allowed, but we can go look that up. Golden State is bottom 4 in blocks allowed. So a lot of long-range shooting, right? So for Brooke Lopez to likely give you a huge game that could be optimal for top of tournaments tonight, he did take 20 shots in him, so I'll give him that. I guess you want 40 plus, but we're just looking at the 9 blocks, the 10 stocks overall. I mean, that was 30 fantasy points over on PrizePicks and FanDuel. Kind of don't expect that against OKC. He did have, or excuse me, against Golden State. He did have 2 blocks last time. So I guess he's in play. Let's do an official numbers check here on Milwaukee. Let's go Drew. Let's take off Giannis. Blueberry bong. How? Blueberries are like this. What does that do? It makes it taste better or what? I don't even know what it would taste like. Does it taste like anything? Guys, I'm in school today. I learned so much. Mark Williams out. All right, that's a good. That should shake up ownership quite a bit. I want to have all these randos up top. So Nick Richards is probably going to be your highest owned DraftKings player. Brook Lopez 1.3 fantasy point per minute. I mean, that dog will hunt. Where's the best pizza in Staten Island? Ooh, it's been a while. I don't know if where I got pizza is even still open, man. I would just find mom and pop shops on the way home from school. I used to get calzones more than anything. Was it CC's? What is? There's one place in I want to say it was CC's, but I don't remember. But it's not like near anything. Like it's not going to be near a ferry or somewhere that you would be. It's more residential. I want to say it was CC's. I don't remember though. Not like the chain CC's, but no. I did the Apple in college. This is a rite of passage for weed enthusiasts. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous what you guys are doing. These innocent fruit. So, it said death lineup played last game, right? Do we expect that to be something they run back to? It didn't work. Soda can works better than an apple. So is Apple for is it for anything? Like this, if you're smoking the medicine out of all these different objects, is it just for like coolness, or does it actually like do anything? Like is there a purpose to hollowing out an apple, putting in the work? Does it make it taste better? Is it just cool that you're doing it? I'm curious. There's a genuine question. Looney played 18 minutes off the bench, and Kuminga was out. So maybe they just stick with that lineup. But maybe they don't though. So I guess we'll see. If Looney, I'm trying to think if Looney started with Kuminga down, but Kuminga was out last game. 18 minutes. I was gonna think about a Looney rebound prop because he's such a rebounder, but that's a game that we probably won't have enough intel on to make a strong conviction decision on. Auntie cooked her dope with grape soda in the microwave because her water was off. That's the struggle right there. I mean, that might be one of the most hood statements I've ever read. Good Lord. That's a struggle bus. What up, Bryce? It's for when you pour, that's it. The terps in the fruits infuses flavor into the medicine. Okay. You can take brown paper towel from jail, put coffee on it with a little bit of water to dampen, then let dry and smoke. If you don't have papers or a wrap piece, you get innovative with what you have. How do you, I feel like it's like having drinks with no cups. Like, how do you just not have, what do I know? Can't get a bong. So you go on YouTube, you go on homemade bongs, and Apple's the first one. It's amazing how many of you guys are just like, yep, yeah, apples as a bong, yep. 3rd Avenue and 17th Street down the block from Washington. Yeah, just make sure it's like someplace you never heard of. Don't go to no chain restaurant. So many good pizzerias in New York. I love it. Miss it. The apple was a clean hit for a throwaway on the way to class. It died a long time ago. Nah, y'all are not smoking weed out of apples in school, bro. Curry possibly under PRA. Bucks are good defensively, and he struggles against the Bucks. 30 would be tough. 30 real points. If they run out the death squad, where it's like Curry, Poole, Clay, you got some more offense. I can see the range of outcomes where Curry scores a little less. So I don't hate that. Historical numbers against the Bucks. I don't get too wrapped up in that, but yeah, I can see that. Just out of curiosity. Points by game log versus Bucks last 10 games. The paper they wrap the tampon in can be used as well. Nah. What the is this? I type Steph Curry points by game log versus Bucks last 10 game. Floyd Curry in 1958 Montreal against Is this hockey? How did this even happen? I put Stephen Curry. Steven Johns? What? Do I have to put Milwaukee Bucks? Get the freak out of here. Come on, Statman. You're literally... Stop it. Alright, so you're saying historically he struggles points-wise. Let's see, 41. A lot of under 30s. 41 came in 38 minutes on 50%. He was 8 for 9 from the free throw line, 5 for 10. That was in 2021. Alright. But that's not really, like, player versus jersey. It's not something I get behind. I can get behind him versus, like, Drew Holiday, but... Alright, if you're feeling it, we tell you what the market says. Snorting coffee? Heck no. Heck no. I love the smell of coffee. I do. But I'd be sneezing for an hour. KJ said, I smoked my first joint in the 7th grade. Little do you know. Why the move to Texas? The first time it wasn't my choice. My mom did it. I was in like 6th grade. But now I just kind of like Texas, man. A little low cost of living, vibe out. They hopefully will. They're looking at this. They're supposed to be looking at this sports betting bill by May. I believe that's when the session ends. If they can legalize sports betting here, then I'd be much happier because I have strongly considered relocating. Like I was this close to Colorado and Tennessee a few times. Tennessee looking really good with no state tax as well. But if Texas can legalize it with no state tax, I'd be in. Steph Curry, 28.5 fantasy points. Did somebody say 30? Do you have 30 somewhere? 28's market number. It's fair. Convict DFS stream. Bro, every time I look up, the view count is either really high and then we start talking about weed and we lose like 40 viewers. So real ones definitely hit that thumbs up. I'm struggling. Bowl of resin. This is just nuts. Mom actually moved from Texas too. I'm in KC. Let's go. Yeah, Texas is massive though. When I first heard Gunn years ago with no videos for MLB, I thought he was a white dude. I am a white dude. What are you saying? I knew somebody, a boy from KC actually, but he was a subscriber a couple years back. He was going through college, and the first time he saw me, yeah, we didn't have to do webcams or nothing like that. He goes, "Wait a minute," he goes, "You're white?" I was like, "Yeah, you didn't think I was white?" He goes, "I've been getting basketball advice from a white guy all this time." I was like, "What did you? Who the heck?" Like, you know what I mean? Who thought Gundacker was not a white guy? No PrizePicks in Tennessee. Yeah, but you have sports betting though, so like it doesn't matter. No NHA or PrizePicks. Yeah, but like if you like, I would, and I love PrizePicks. I love No Else Advantage. I love Thrive. I love Underdog. I love all those sites where you could sign up, use code Gundacker, get double your first deposit. But if I had the sports books, I'd be doing a lot more individual bets. So like, I wouldn't want to, but I would take that trade off. Property tax, Texas are ridiculous. Yeah, that's the offset for no state tax. Moved to Australia. We've legalized betting for 20 years. Yeah, but you guys are just out there, though. My boy Chronic was in Australia, and it was like 3 in the morning when he was setting his bets, bro. All right, we got 1 game left on the docket. Hey, by the way, I just realized yesterday we did this Fry 310 20% off membership deal. See it on the screen. It's not supposed to be on the screen, but since it is, I'll make sure that that's honored. So if you guys do want to take advantage of yesterday's promotion, still available today. You get 20% off a week pass, 2-week pass, month pass, till the All-Star break, and then the year pass. So this $4.99 gets to $3.99, and then you get $150 credit towards Fantasy Cruncher. So massive value there. Don't wait. Lock that in. That's equivalent to the best deal that we've offered all year. Cats. Yo, this guy has so many. You don't have to be in a state with legal betting. Offshore sites frequently have better lines. Yeah, but offshore sites don't pay out as conveniently, so it's not worth the headache. One time I won a poker tournament online, and they sent me a check, and they're like, and I was like, what am I'm supposed to go cash this check? And it was like, and this is way back when like gambling was the devil. And it was like, it represented it like a Korean medical supply company or something. I had to cash it. I was like, please don't ask questions. Please don't ask questions. Here you go. And then they called the manager and they're like, what is this? And they're like, we can't cash this at this time, but we'll process it. So I had to wait a couple days. That's why I don't love the offshore. But I have a bet online account or whatever, but I don't like thought you was awesome, Hawaii. I can't explain the whole Texas thing. Had me thinking you was a cowboy type. Nah, man. I've been around. Was born in Staten Island. Floated around. Been in Texas basically most of my adult life, not all of it. And then got a little flavor from growing up in the hood and working in prison. So Halliburton, Turner, TJ McConnell, all out. Fudge. So we'll see what that does here. I don't think the Pacers are the Pacers. I guess they could be. Are the Pacers favorited against the Pistons without those three, your anchors? And how do we do this? Do we think Chris Duarte? I guess it could be Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson. Don't they have Daniel Tice as well? So that's annoying. Let's see who's been playing immediate backup to Miles Turner. You guys thought I was privileged white, huh? I don't even know if that's... Wait, that's not the Pacers. It is the Pacers, okay. Isaiah Jackson. And then Jordan Nwora at times. Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith, okay. So the fact that Tice has been a DNP makes me think that it would be Isaiah Jackson or Jalen Smith. But we have seen Tice start for them. But I think that also coincided with injuries. So those are two names. And that also gives us some more value. So we already have Nick Richards. Naughty Nick. Now we can throw in Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson in the blender. Both those guys per minute are pretty efficient for fantasy. I think I lean preferring Jalen Smith, but yeah. And then as far as picking up these point guard minutes, do we even have Do we have it? Jesus. Is there like a historical sample of both of them being out? Probably not, right? George Hill's not in the rotation, much like Daniel Tice. But there's, I guess, Chris Duarte, right? Duarte, Buddy Hield. And Buddy Hield's at 6,300. Would you shake this around? Somehow find Jordan Nwora? I'll put them all out for now. We're just waiting on a lineup. Nemhard season, yeah. So it's a great matchup. I want to see what happens with the spread when it does come back up. It's like a college type. Well, I take that as a compliment. Then I went to college for a little bit, but then I dropped out. What point in the MLB season do you switch your stats to 21, 22, and 2023? So, Dennis, I do a 2-year rolling sample size to start the season. And then when the All-Star break hits, I just do the previous season, and then in addition to what's on the menu for this season. That's what I use. My Italian? I don't know what I am. I mean, I assume I'm German, but I only know about one side of the bloodline. Acknowledge me. Nembrand with no Halliburton has done well before. I don't know if we. Let's see. I guess we'll stat muse it to see if there's even a game we can point at with both. But I don't think there is. I feel like Hallie's played quite a bit. So let's go. Let's look at Buddy Hield, DKP by game log, without Tyrese Halliburton and TJ McConnell last 10 games. There may not be a game, or it may not understand what I'm saying. Or it may give me some hockey game from 1927. March 2nd. Matriculated. Where did I get matriculate? I think I got matriculate from ESPN football game. And I think they would do the cutaways and it would say matriculate the ball upfield or something. And I just remember, oh, that's just a fancy word for move. Buddy Hield, Nate Smith. George Hill played that game. So did TJ McConnell, though. So I didn't quite understand what I was saying. But we did see 27 points out of Buddy Hield. And then looking at this, points for Buddy Hield. 3. 27, 3, 22, 21. Yeah. I don't know, I guess we just have to wait for all those lines to come out, readjust. But that will make the ownerships look a little bit more comfortable. And we don't have to get crazy with some of these ridiculous names that are up there from where we're at now. Hey, by the way, since we're talking a little bit of baseball, got some spots left in a baseball league. We need some members, man. Come play with us. Is this the right Gundecker Gaming? I got a bunch of them. Yeah. So main chat, put out a tweet on it. There's a short on the channel about it as well. $100 entry, PayPal, 500, 300, 200, first, second, third. We're going to draft live on this channel March 27th. It's a Monday night. And we're going to have some fun with it. And then if you do jump in, we have a Discord I'm setting up. So all the league members will be in here. And I'll have a vote here on you guys choosing what 10 categories we want to run by. So come be part of that. Come be part of that. Gun's not going to show up in VIP. Fish, you can tell you're not around because on Saturday we only do 1 hour. It's been that way for a while. Single entry help Gun. Where should I start? I mean, probably some of these. Probably Nick Richards. Naughty Nick. And then I like this game a lot. We haven't talked about it yet. Kings project starting 5. De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, Domantas Sabonis up against Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Josh Okogie, Torrey Craig, DeAndre Ayton. 240 total, 4-point spread. Favor of the home team, Phoenix Suns. The Kings offensive rating still really doggone good. So you can put them in games against teams that are also really good and projected to stay closer. Best offensive rating in basketball. And on top of a great offensive rating, they also have a great pace to attack. Top 10 or so in pace. So improve your implied possessions for the Phoenix Suns, and the Suns are without Kevin Durant for at least a couple weeks, and we have seen Devin Booker flourish as of late with and without Kevin Durant. So I have some interest in Devin Booker potentially being one of the kings of this slate when it comes to fantasy points. Looking at the raw projections, Tatum, Steph Curry, SGA, Sabonis, Kyrie, they're up there. We just lost Halliburton, and then there's Devin Booker. So Devin Booker, compared to all those other guys, is comparable to Kyrie Irving's price point. And if the slate locked now, I would assume Kyrie, without Luka, is just going to grab some ownership. And then SGA, his ownership projection was a little higher than I expected it. So I don't know. We'll see if that regulates as this newfound value is out there. But there's an above 0% probability of Devin Booker leading the slate in fantasy points at 60 plus, considering the matchup. So I do like the thought of Devin Booker in some lineups tonight. What do we got on PrizePicks for Devin Booker? Kings. I'm an idiot. Devin Booker. 31.5 real points, 48.5 fantasy points. Yeah, and I got him at 49.8. So that's a really efficient line versus my projection. But just I like it. And then Chris Paul with assists with this pace jumping up, right? So let's go to Phoenix. Let's put Booker, Paul, and Ayton on. And I know Devin Booker leads the 3 in usage, but I want to see what the assist rate for Chris Paul is. I'm assuming it's like 40%. Thought there was a stretch when Nembhard was fired without McConnell and Halliburton this year. There might have been. I don't know how to quantify that or find the date. If somebody in chat has that information, I'll look at it. But I didn't want to stall the stream trying to figure that out. Guys, can we get to 100 likes? A couple more. Also, shout out to everyone that has subscribed, new subscribers. We have added, god dang, about nine new subscribers today. I appreciate that. Chris Paul's at a 34.8% assist rate. Devin Booker, 31%. So, chance that they could vulture each other's props in that category. But let's see, 6 assists for Booker. And Chris Paul's at 9.5. Man, oh man. I kind of like, anytime Chris Paul is at single digits, my eyes just perk up. Let's see, assists for Paul. There won't be a stream tomorrow. You guys know the drill. But we've been doing Monday through Saturday really consistently. And you guys have been rocking it. FanDuel has over 9.5 at minus 140. DraftKings at minus 130. PointsBet minus 135. So we talked about the PrizePicks 5 pick flex. You're getting minus 118 implied odds. So versus FanDuel, versus DraftKings, I mean FanDuel specifically, you're getting what is that, 22 cents? So there's odds value in Chris Paul's over 9.5 on PrizePicks, and I like it. Chris Paul is just that dude for me. So we pick up the pace here. You can give me some Chris Paul assists over. I'm in on that. And then under 8K for Chris Paul. I like that as well. And maybe that gets through the cracks in the grand scheme of this slate because 40 plus fantasy points is there for him. And I think you could play him with a Devin Booker, and it's not necessarily negatively correlated because, one, Chris Paul's assist rate's over 30%, and so is Devin Booker. So could be, while they could vulture each other's assist props, it could still be positively correlated for the PRA or the fantasy points. So I do like that. And then Sabonis being one of the guys that are in the mix for top 5 raw projected points. I'm in on him. And a 240 total. We just expected competitive basketball down the stretch here. Clean sheet on the injury report for the Kings. And that's it, man. That's our 9-game Saturday slate. What do you guys thinking? Anything to add? Let me know. Chad hasn't said anything in a minute. You guys are all appled out. All those you-know-what's kicked in now that it's been 30 minutes. But if you guys got any lasting questions, comments, concerns, make sure it works. Yeah. Throw them at me now. Anything you want to look at real quick? Got a couple minutes, and I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to jump in the RunDFS.com VIP Discord voice chat. And then we'll probably be on Twitch for the night. So if you guys want to hang out there, come do that. Otherwise, twitter.com/Gundacker. And then we'll be back on Monday, I believe, right? Did I miss anything from earlier, chat? Yeah, we're going to let the dust settle on this value. And we should have some more direction within the next hour of where the field might be going. So Monday, 2, 4, 6, 7 game slate. Cool. So we'll likely be back Monday around 3 p.m. Eastern. Hey, if you guys want to play some NASCAR, we got NASCAR content over at RunDFS.com as well. NASCAR spreadsheets are up for tomorrow and today, I believe. Check that out. A little bit of fill-in for value. Oh, shoot. You know what? I didn't change. There we go. I didn't change that. There we go. Oh, that's funny. Hey, man, I appreciate you guys making part of my day, be part of your day. I really do. We had a fun one today. A little Saturday shenanigans. That's what it's all about, man. Enjoying the community, man. I enjoy you guys. I appreciate you guys. Do me a favor. Tell somebody out there you love them. It's a crazy world. Crazy world. You don't know who needs to hear it. I love you guys. I'll see you guys on Monday, unless you're in the Discord. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money.